When it comes to giving celebrities honorary degrees from universities, I find that whole thing to be kind of stupid. Like when Taylor Swift got that honorary doctorate in fine arts from NYU and then went on to make a speech, my reaction was pretty much like, why? And before some of you Swifties come for me, let me just say that I really do think that she's talented. She's not trashy, and she's worked very hard for what she has. I just think that giving an honorary degree to a celebrity who is pretty out of touch generally is kind of pointless. And most recent to do this was Duke University, who awarded 5 honorary degrees this spring. One of them being Jerry Seinfeld, who is the commencement speaker. And to be fair, I thought a lot of what he had to say was actually valuable, one in particular being his 3 keys to life.
Number 1, bust your ass. Number 2, pay attention. Number 3, fall in love. Number 1, you obviously already know. Whatever you're doing, I don't care if it's your job, your hobby, a relationship, getting a reservation at M Sushi, make an effort. Just pure, stupid, no real idea what I'm doing here effort. Effort always yields a positive value, even if the outcome of the effort is absolute failure of the desired result. This is a rule of life. Just swing the bat and pray is not a bad approach to a lot of things.
I love that because these days we're so afraid to take any chances, myself included. But go on.
Number 2, pay attention. If you're in a small submersible that looks like a giant kazoo and going to visit the Titanic, 7 miles down at the bottom of the ocean, and the captain of the vessel is using a Game Boy controller, pay attention to that. What are you checking out down there? Oh, I see what happened. This ship sank. Now I understand why it never made it into port. If the fish where you are have eyes like Shelley Duvall and a bendy straw with a work light hanging off their head, you do not belong there. If the fish are going, I can't see a goddamn thing, you won't either. Number 3, fall in love. It's easy to fall in love with people. I suggest falling in love with anything and everything, every chance you get. Fall in love with your coffee, your sneakers, your blue zone parking space. I've had a lot of fun in life falling in love with stupid, meaningless physical objects. The object I love the most is the clear barrel Bic pen, $1.29 for a box of 10. I can fall in love with a car turn signal switch that has a nice feel to it, a pizza crust that collapses with just the right amount of pressure.
I mean, take what you want from that last point, but I think I fell in love with that point. I mean, in the midst of all this craziness in the world, we need to fall in love with the mundane things in life.
Privilege is a word that has taken quite a beating lately. Privilege today seems to be the worst thing you can have. I would like to take a moment to defend it. I say, use your privilege. I grew up a Jewish boy from New York. That is a privilege if you want to be a comedian. I now have an honorary doctorate of humane letters degree from Duke University. And if I can figure out a way to use that, I will. I think it's pretty much as useful in real life as this outfit I'm wearing. But so what? I'll take it. My point is we're embarrassed about things we should be proud of and proud of things we should be embarrassed about.
Now, he said a lot of really good things, but the point about being proud of the things that we should be embarrassed about and vice versa was very fitting. As the top comment was from Jackie here, saying that pretty much sums up our culture today. And before Jerry even spoke, a bunch of students booed him and walked out.
Jerry is also serving as our commencement speaker today. So, what's the big deal about our commencement speaker?
So that's fitting, because these students were probably very proud of something I know at least my parents would be ashamed of if they saw me doing this, and rightfully so. And look, I get it, we have free speech in this country, but good God, it's one afternoon. You can't put your personal beliefs aside and just collect your degree and get the heck out of there? And do you know why all this was happening? Because it came out that his wife, Jessica, donated $5,000 to a pro-Israel rally's GoFundMe. who originally just put up a screen showing the atrocities of October 7th and begging to bring the hostages home. But at some point, it did turn violent.
Clashes took place just outside a tent encampment where pro-Palestinian protesters erected barricades and plywood for protection, and counter-protesters tried to pull them down. The protesters shoved and kicked one another, sometimes beating people with sticks or throwing chairs, even deploying fireworks.
One of my friends has a massive bump on the back of his head. He just got whacked when he was up here. I mean, they were coming up here and just like violently attacking us. It was honestly something that I'm kind of annoyed at myself for not seeing it coming, but I just didn't think that it would ever get to this, escalate to this level.
To which Jessica Seinfeld claims that her money was intended to go to the peaceful protests, and said on Instagram that it stands in complete contrast to the peaceful rally she attended, and that she was disgusted by the thugs who endangered the watermelon protesters. And by the way, there were peaceful protests initially. I mean, there's nothing threatening about what looks like to be a mini music festival, but the media doesn't want to show you that. I wonder why. Now, let me just say that whether you're pro-eye or pro-watermelon, violence and putting other people's lives in danger should be unequivocally condemned. It's just that you have to look at the totality of things. And Dr. Phil did a good job of speaking to the other side of the aisle.
We spent a lot of time on campus today at UCLA. Protesters have taken over a significant portion of the campus and are controlling it. The protesters are pro-Palestinian, and I've been speaking to a lot of Jewish students. We tried to talk to the pro-Palestinians and get their side of the story.
Yeah, I guess we're not doing interviews right now.
They didn't want to talk to me on camera or off camera. Now we're at an undisclosed location where a strong buildup of law enforcement is taking place because apparently it's time that UCLA has decided they're going to take their campus back. So you guys are all students now?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is something new as far as this escalation, right?
Yeah.
But have you felt a tension on campus since you've been here? I mean, was it here from the minute you got
Especially
here?
since October 7th.
Yeah.
It's been
It really ratcheted up after October 7th?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like at some point you're not feeling very comfortable to share where you're from, because like at some point we went to the dining hall and we were sitting and we spoke in Hebrew, and the guy next to us just got up and left. So there were like little incidents.
I felt unsafe on campus. I went to the dean after a girl hit me. I was wearing a yellow pin just like this. I was standing in line at the student store and some girl just hit me, tried to yank it off and went away. So I went to the police, I went to the dean. I told the dean what happened. He didn't even know what was going on.
Really?
They made a statue of a pig that's holding money in one hand, and there's the Israeli flag on what seemed to be like a fire.
It's the same rhetoric, same tactic. Jews are pigs holding money, and it's really sad to see that history is just coming back all over again.
Okay, pause it right here, because I can't imagine being in Dean or the other students' shoes, feeling deja vu to unspeakable atrocities that have happened to your people. As an Indian, and as a Sikh, I've experienced discrimination in this country, but never have I ever felt hunted in the same way that they're describing. So I'm grateful, but it's also very heartbreaking. And I have a feeling it's going to get worse, but go on.
I was trying to go and have some dialogue. I always start my conversation with, hey, here's my name. I'm an Israeli citizen. I hope we can have a conversation and try and find some common ground because that's the only thing that is going to happen. And most of the time, as soon as I said I'm from Israel, people just walked away, put their hand in my face. Right after October 7th, what happened was I could feel this energy shift. Whenever someone asked where I'm from, I'm always proud to say where I'm from, but I need to expect always some sort of reaction, which I do get. People are like, oh, or ew. But after the encampment, it has gotten way worse. And the things that are written there, I didn't think I would ever see in my lifetime.
I never thought in my lifetime I would see and hear what I'm seeing and hearing now. When I woke up loudly. But did you ever think this was going to happen?
My mom immigrated here from the Soviet Union, and my entire life, what I had been told growing up is she came here so that we could be openly Jewish without any fear. And I definitely was aware of the anti-Semitism that existed in the world, and I never in a million years, I can say, would have expected to see the level of pure discrimination and hatred that we see on our campus. That was never something that I even began to predict. For me personally, I mean, I have been told to go back to my country, which I think is ironic. I've experienced this both online and I've experienced it on campus.
You've experienced the hostility. Have you been blocked on campus?
Yes, I was the student who was denied access to get to my class.
You guys have closed the entrance. We are UCLA students. I have my ID right here. I'm being blocked off, not by the security guard, but by you two.
And then I noticed locking arms. There was a human wall.
Yeah, I simply cannot push through the human wall because it would look like we're aggressors and we're initiating the conflict between us and the pro-Hamas students on campus. And so that's why I had my arms up, so it would not look like I'm actually trying to hurt them in any way. I backed off and they made me walk around the school to get to class. They were simply saying that, well, first things, they have their own checkpoint there, and they themselves decide who can, who cannot enter.
These students?
These pro-Hamas students that have completely taken over the school.
They just claimed the authority.
That's correct.
And they refused wristbands to other people as well, especially people wearing Stars of David, anything like that. They tried going
Okay, pause it again, because if you're wearing a Jewish Star of David, you're refused entry. Where else have we seen that? Oh, right, Nazi Germany. That was the foundation. They used that to identify and to segregate the Jews and then slowly strip away their rights. But proceed.
Majority, if not, no, all of the people that were there for the pro-Israel demonstration were non-UCLA students as well. The thing is, this is the first time we've seen things get violent from the pro-Israel side as well. But we have seen multiple times things getting violent from the pro-Hamas side. That's why I 100% believe that there's non-UCLA students inside that encampment on a daily basis.
Now me, as a student who pays hard-earned tuition dollars, cannot go and bypass this encampment to go to my class, but other people from outside of Los Angeles who do not pay tuition and who do not attend UCLA can come and engage in this encampment.
And I truly believe that a lot of people in the encampment, the students, have a good heart. I've had conversations with them, and there's very real devastation happening in Gaza that we're seeing on the news, and it's heartbreaking to see.
And I love that Bella wasn't denying the atrocities committed against the watermelon people. That's always important. So there you have it. And again, in no way, shape, or form am I condoning what the violent counter-protesters were doing. I think it's the total antithesis of what this country stands for. What I'm saying is, it makes it not so black and white, like most things. Because while I think people like Ben Shapiro cry anti-Semitism, even in instances where there is none, we have seen an uptick of it since October 7th. It's like more people are afraid to have pride in their homeland if it's the state of I, like Danielle said in the video. It's just very sad and scary to see that the United States is no longer feeling like the land of the free for some. And I do want to give people the benefit of the doubt, such as the people who stormed off Jerry Seinfeld's graduation speech. Meaning, part of me wants to believe that they are so stuck in their ideological echo chamber and they're not coming from a place of anti-Semitism, but there's a huge part of me that's going to wonder, is that the case or was it hatred and malice? Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to this channel, hopefully I've earned a subscription. Here's some videos for you to watch in the meantime. Until next time, peace out.